Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com.
Hello everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Silik. We want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. This week, as we spend time with our families for the holiday, we're going to take a look back at a couple of our favorite opening day firearm deer stories.
Well, it is a special time of the year to be sure, and so we are still out with cameras in hand trying to capture some good firearm deer stories from around the state of Michigan. We're going to show you some of our favorite ones over the last few years on this week's episode. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988, offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By Greenmark Equipment. Greenmark Equipment is a John Deere dealership network in southwest Michigan and northern Indiana. Greenmark provides sales and services to farmers, commercial businesses, large property owners, and homeowners. Information about pricing and products available can be found online at greenmarkequipment.com. By Walker's Creek Event Venue at Double D Ranch. Located in the central Michigan town of Lake, Walker's Creek offers an outdoor setting for weddings, corporate events, and more. Walker's Creek Event Venue, wcvenue.com.
This moment brought to you by DTE's Clean Vision.
Well, everybody, we made it to deer camp. We're here in northern Michigan, just outside the Pigeon River State Forest. The closest town is Wolverine. Indian River is not too far away. And this is the cabin that I grew up hunting in. We just arrived, getting trucks unpacked, and going to try to get out and check a couple blinds here before it gets dark. Some of the guys have been up here for a few days scouting, so it is good to be in northern Michigan, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We've got a lot of snow up here. Coming from the west side of the state, there wasn't much, but gosh, there's got to be 6-8 inches at least in the woods. There's 3 or 4 hanging on the pines right now, so we're going to get in the woods and get after it. Can't wait to see what tomorrow brings.
Getting back to the cabin you grew up in, well, it's always special, for many reasons. Of course, the memories are thick in the air, and hunts are told and retold every season. The years are marked by photos on the wall, and it's hard not to walk past them and reminisce on those old hunts. Of course, the old photos, they are the best, like this one of me at age 11. It's fun to think back how in those days it was my dad that took me to the woods. And in some small ways, those roles are starting to shift. But however you look at it, we better not waste any chances to again take to the woods opening day.
Well, happy opener, everyone out there. I'm on state land here in northern Michigan, in the Pigeon River State Forest. And boy, it's just a perfect morning. Cold, it's 15 degrees, no wind, and I'm hunting in a spot that we don't get to scout it like we used to years ago. Guys have been up here several times a fall, but this has been traditionally a pretty good spot. Thought I'd roll the dice up here on state land. I finally saw some deer here on state land. I'm just leaning against a tree, sitting right on the ground. But they came from the direction that I heard that grunt earlier this morning. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled back there because maybe that buck, if that was the doe he was running around. Well, I think my dad just shot. Wow, it is a beautiful morning. And I'm hoping that that was my dad. I don't know if you could hear it on the camera or not. I'll give him a minute or so and then I'll head down there. But, well, opening morning on state land, you never know what's going to happen. But gun went off, there's deer moving. It's a beautiful 15th so far. What happened?
Well, I was
Sitting there, over here.
coming across this way here, and I'd just seen 3 deers come through there, and then I saw this other guy.
So the buck was following a couple does?
No, he was just following.
Following them. Okay.
Yeah, and then he was.
How far of a shot? I haven't seen him yet. 50 yards or so?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's go take a peek at him, young man.
Well, let's do that.
Dad had a stroke a couple years back and can't quite communicate as good as he used to, but darn it, if that old timer still can't shoot a buck. I got blood here. Oh my word. Let's see here. Oh my word, there he is down there. I can see the rack from here. Good grief.
You gotta be, and I debated whether I should just sit with him or not this morning because we saw a lot of sign in here, a lot of scratchings and whatnot. But I didn't want him to. He kind of wanted to sit on his own, which I get. But I never thought in a million years one would come down through this opening. Wow. Yeah, I bet that was about a 50-yard shot, and it looks like a nice. I'm guessing 8-point. Boy, I can't believe you did it, young man. Nice job. Oh, let's go take a peek at it. That's awesome. Look at that blood. Nice job. You did great. All right, lead me to him, young man. I see him. I can see his rack from here.
Well, you can see all
Oh, nice blood, yeah. I guess I should have sat with you.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad. That's a dandy. Holy cow. What a nice buck. Jeez. Way to go, young man. Oh, what a nice buck. Holy cow, state land. Nice big 8. You gotta be kidding me. So he was following some does, eh?
No, he was just.
Oh, just about. He came through later, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Congratulations. That is one heck of a deer.
Well, it was quite a morning here on state land in Sheboygan County. My dad had made a good shot, and I was happy to gut his deer for him. State land was all we knew growing up, and over the years, some spots still produce, like here today. With the snow, we could find fresh sign. The acorns, well, that's what did this buck in today. The morning couldn't have been nicer, and with all day ahead of us, we started to drag out. It was one, well, I won't soon forget. Back at camp, the jaws all dropped when we rolled in with a nice 8-point on opening morning. Well, that is one hunt that I won't soon forget. Now we're going to head south and check out one of Jordan's favorite openers over the last couple of years.
For the 2019 firearm opener, I was going to be near the town of Lakeview, Michigan, tagging along with a family that has hunted this area for a very long time, and over the last couple of decades has added quite a few new hunters to the camp.
So in our family we have 14 boys, which is obviously very unusual, but it's so much fun for us. As far as the family dynamic goes, we're a very close family. We do a ton together. And deer season is one of our favorite times of year, so we do deer season together. Had I had 14 girls, that might be a different story, but we're up here at our hunting camp near Lakeview, Michigan, and it's always quite a production for us. You know, our priority now is the boys. Over time, it kind of evolved. We had the original schoolhouse camp, and it actually is one of the original schoolhouses in Montcalm County. My grandparents went to school there. My grandparents bought it years and years ago, and it eventually turned into the deer camp. So, you know, there was 5 or 6 of us there, and about 5 or 6 years ago, we outgrew the original deer camp just with all the boys that we have, and built the new deer camp just on the same piece of property. So it's a very modern deer camp. We figured as long as we're doing it, we're going to have some of the comforts of home, and it's nice. You know, the boys really enjoy being here. They could live here. You know, there's plenty of stuff for them to do, you know, and things like that. So the deer camp has evolved into, you know, what this is here.
After a fun night of shooting pool and watching some quality outdoor programming, we headed to bed, anxious to see what the next day would bring. The plan on opening day was to have me sit with Grandpa Jim and one of the kids. We were sitting directly behind camp in a blind that's been there for over 20 years.
In the early days, and when I started hunting, of course, we were all sit on the ground. And we got to the point where we quit making drives and had houses. But in 1998, they passed a law where you could get up off the ground and hunt. So in 98 we built this, friend and I and my dad and son, and been sitting here since 98. It's 8 foot by 8 foot and 15 feet up in the air. We call it the Palace. Shot a lot of deer out of it. It's right in the middle of the farm, the 180, and you can see along the wood line the whole width of the 80 for when they come in and out. We've got some food plots here, and just waiting for one to come out. Starting to hear a few shots, so maybe something will happen. You never know.
So we're in western Montcalm County, and we started 5 or 6 years ago trying to manage a little bit more the bucks and things like that, and try to shoot more mature bucks, and in our minds that's an 8-point or bigger, really. So we started off doing that. We did have a couple of years ago the whole CWD thing kind of come about, which has changed things a bunch as far as what goes on around us. We have all these boys that hunt. We try to shoot 5 or 6 deer a year because that's what we'll eat. If we happen to shoot a couple bucks, then we try to fill some doe tags. But with the CWD problem, they've given out a ton of doe tags. So it hasn't affected us a ton as far as what we do and what we shoot. I think it's affected the area more because some of the neighbors will take advantage of the unlimited doe tags that have been given out in the past and things like that. So we really did last year. We didn't see nearly as many deer as we normally do. This year has been kind of up and down. We've had great weather throughout bow season for the most part, and have got out a little bit more than we generally have with the younger boys, which has allowed us to see some more deer. So, where we're at with the CWD and the antler point restrictions, it hasn't negatively affected us a whole lot. It has been different, especially with the antler point restrictions. We take the little boys out. We still try to shoot nicer bucks, but you have to be more careful now because, ordinarily if I take my 7-year-old out and a 6-point would walk out, he would be delighted to shoot it, But now you just, with the antler point restrictions, you have to be a little more careful, a little more certain about what you're shooting at. And I have absolutely no problems with those regulations. And it actually teaches the boys patience a little bit and, some of those aspects that go along with where we hunt.
We just got out here and we saw 4 does so far out there. Nothing else yet, but we're hoping for a big buck to come out.
Well, we built this blind in 1998, and I've sat in it opening morning probably 15 out of the 20 years, and this is about the slowest one I've seen, and it's been a beautiful day. We've seen 6 or 8 does, 4 or 5 this morning, and about the same this afternoon, and just haven't even seen a horn. So it's prime time right now, so we're hoping one comes out yet.
Well, opening day came and went in our blind, and we never spotted a buck. But over on another part of the farm, we heard a few shots, and thankfully they had cameras rolling and were able to capture it all on film, something these guys have started doing more and more of over the last several years.
We have started to do a lot more here at the farm with the food plots and the trail cameras. And about 2 years ago, we got into starting to try to film our own hunts, which has been a blast. It's very tricky, and we're still obviously learning as we go. But the boys really enjoy that too, and we figure worst case scenario, we're going to have an amazing video library, 10 years from now with some of these hunts. We were able to take the boys on a bear hunt this spring and videoed a bunch of that. We video a lot of what the boys do here. So, and that's, again, just part of the enjoyment of being here and, just part of what we do. So we've got a few different cameras, all different abilities as far as the filming goes. But we've tried, Luke shot a nice buck this year during bow season that I was able to get on film for the most part. We started last year, and again, it was a big learning process, but it's neat because the boys still to this day will open up the laptops or put them on the TV and they can go back and watch their hunts. And there's usually, with anything with 14 boys, there's a lot of bloopers and, things like that. So it's fun to be able to go back and watch, but we don't know where any of that will lead. And again, worst case scenario is we won't end up with a great video album of all these hunts down the road.
When you're already the guide, shooting coach, and dad, filming your own hunts can be very difficult. Jay was running the camera on this hunt as one of the boys was preparing to shoot this buck. He was doing a pretty good job, but maybe was surprised just a little bit by the shot.
I just dropped a deer in its tracks. I'm so happy. I just shot a decent buck out of our here shadow hunter, and second deer I've killed out of that. It looked pretty good, probably 7 point, I would say.
What a great camp and what a great hunt. Now we're going to check out one of Jenny's favorite opening day stories.
For this year's firearm deer season, I'd be spending opening day with Lindsay Stallsmith in St. Clair County. Lindsay and her parents Jim and Sharon Eckhout hunt a piece of land very close to their home, and their beautiful house makes for a perfect deer camp. Lindsay was lucky enough to be raised in a hunting family.
I got started obviously through my father, and he would hunt all the time and bow hunt. That's how I got into it. And then I grew up like a mile from where we're at right now. And then when Lindsay came along, I kind of wanted her to follow suit. So when she was real little, I would take her and wrap her up in a wool blanket, and I would just take her with me, and I'd set her down between my legs, and even in a ladder stand, I would take her up and I'd strap her into the seat, and then I would stand on the platform, and she just always kind of went along. And then around that time is when Michigan started that youth hunt. So then that was right when she was old enough to hunt, and then we started hunting like that. She's into it. She really, she does her homework, and she's dedicated, so I'm proud that she turned out like that,
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey guys, happy opening day.
Yeah, happy opening day. 2021 opening day.
That's right. Well, Lindsay.
I'm so excited. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. So, what's your feelings? You've been seeing some deer?
Yeah, we've been seeing a few, not as many as in years past, but we're still seeing a few.
Okay.
And I think after yesterday's weather,
yeah,
I think today should be pretty good. Hopefully they're going to move, I think.
Awesome.
I think so.
All right.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So like it cleared out, so.
How much land are you hunting, and where is everybody kind of sitting in relation to each other?
Well, we're hunting like 85 acres, so we're kind of spread out. I think we're all like we're all like in 3 corners of the square, so pretty far
Family
apart.
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how it is.
Awesome. All right.
So I barely slept all night, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Excitement.
What's your plan? What are you looking to shoot today?
Well, because I didn't have a whole lot of luck last year, I'm kind of just here for the experience and here for the meat. But I mean, it'd be great to get a nice big buck. But if a nice doe comes out, I'm definitely gonna go for a doe. So.
All right.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited.
Sounds good.
Took hunter safety when I was a kid and started hunting probably in middle school. I love the experience being out there in nature. I mean, it's not even about necessarily getting something. You know, last year I didn't get anything and I saw a ton of turkeys, ton of deer, and it's cool just being out there. I mean, I've been raised around hunting my whole life. My dad's a huge hunter and he kind of did give me a choice. No, but I just learned to love it. So yeah, my whole dad's side of the family's super into it, and you know, he got my mom into it, got me into it when I was young, and just, you know, this area in general, a lot of my friends are into it too, and it's always a really good time. Especially not living in St. Clair anymore. You know, I'm kind of on the west side, and it saves a lot of money on meat, and I can provide for myself, and I think that's huge. I mean, we donate a lot of it each year as well to some of the soup kitchens in the area, and it just feels good to hunt for a purpose and a reason and just be out there in nature doing it. So the morning was pretty slow, didn't see a whole lot. Saw one doe earlier, about 330 yards from the blind, and nothing after that. About 5 minutes to 10, we were kind of getting ready to wrap up, and I had said, you know, I'm having a good feeling about this afternoon. I think it's going to go really well. And then less than 5 minutes later, kind of as we're shuffling, moving in the blind a little bit, we see a 4-point come out of the left area, and he was moving quick.
Oh my God.
Safety's on, safety's on. Okay.
Oh.
My gosh. I can't believe it. That happened so quick. That was incredible.
Nice shooting.
That came out of nowhere. I was kind of giving up. I was like, no, we'll call it a day. We'll come back in later, later in the afternoon. And then comes right out here, the left corner.
He just busted right out of those woods.
He did. He was moving fast too. I could not believe it. It all happened so quickly. He was running. I was going back and forth between the windows with the gun, trying to figure out where the best shot would be, and ended up in the window right in front of me. He was still moving a little bit when I shot him, and it was incredible. It happened so quickly, and I just kind of had to make a split decision of what the best shot would be. If I didn't take that shot at that moment, I mean, another 20 yards, he would have been out into the woods, and I would have lost my opportunity. So I kind of had to do it quick, and it just worked out great. It was perfect.
Shot with a 350 Savage, left-handed gun.
Incredible.
With her opening day buck on the ground, Lindsay couldn't wait to show her parents.
My dad's been a huge inspiration hunting my entire life, and I'm just super thankful that he got me into it and got my mom into it, and I don't think I would be where I'm at without him teaching me, being my mentor with all this, and again, just doing it for the right reasons and providing food for family and friends. And like I said, we donate a lot, and it's just, it means a lot knowing that I worked for the food that I put on my table.
Congratulations to Lindsay Stallsmith and all the successful hunters this season.
Thank you so much for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors, and once again, happy Thanksgiving. If you'd like to see where we are, where we're headed next, and how we all did out in the woods for opening day of firearm deer season, you can always check us out online.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us this week, and we will be showing you our deer hunting stories from opening day from around the state here on next week's episode. And if you still have a tag in your pocket, good luck, and if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by.
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
By Alta Equipment Company, providing sales, rentals, service, and parts because uptime matters. From earth moving to landscaping and light construction, Alta offers over 50 brands across 7 Michigan locations to serve you. More information online or 844-GO-2-ALTA.
By Jay's Sporting Goods, with locations in Clair and Gaylord. Jay's has been serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971, with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's. On the web at jaysportinggoods.com.
By Showspan, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 12th through 15th at Novi Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features fishing tackle, trips, boats, and seminars from top pros. The Ultimate Fishing Show, Novi, January 12th through 15th.
Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love